out here in the barn today on the old feed bin. I have two fencers, a solar power option and a solid state plug-in hardwire version of a fencer. This is a 3-mile range Zerba solar power unit. It is, I can't remember exactly how much I paid. It was about $100. This one, it's a bulldozer, probably 30 years old. My grandpa passed away a couple of months back and we were cleaning out his barn. He was a dairy farmer his whole life, and this is one of the things I picked to take. I figured I could put it to some good use. Solar power unit we used for about 4 years now. It's been a real good unit. I've had to change a battery in it twice. Biggest reason why we used it is because we didn't have electricity in the barn. As you can see, I have a little breaker panel, have lights now, but wasn't always the case. So solar power fencer is definitely a good choice if you are limited in the electricity. If you don't have it, obviously this is a better choice. If you have electricity, especially in the barn, these are a very good choice. They run a little bit better, I believe. They surge through a lot better through weeds and stuff if something gets caught on the fence, and just is, I think, a better system. But these are also handy if you have like a pasture setup that's kind of off away from, you know, a barn or something like that. But that's not the case here. Our pasture is, you know, goes right up next to the barn. So my plan is with the hardwired fencer, just mount it right here, run run the fencing wire over to here and tap in and say have a good day and carry it on. The solar power unit I had mounted out here on the fence, just on a post there, and it worked fine. But some of the big drawbacks to a solar power unit are that, like I said, if you don't have good sunlight for a couple days, battery will drain down and you're not getting a good charge. Or in the winter, you'll get snow on the solar panel itself, and then you got to keep cleaning it off. Real intermittent supply of electricity. These being plugged in, they're always going to be running. It's easy to see, you know, this light will light up. This has a light too, but it is hard to tell. You kind of have to listen to the click because it'll sit there and click, and it runs kind of an intermittent surge of electricity through the fencing wire. Not every pasture needs a electric line. When I had my horse at my parents' house growing up, I had one of these, not this particular one, I had another little unit. And it was handy because all I had was electric. I had 3 electric wires going around, some T-posts and some wood posts, and that was enough. Horses really didn't mess with it. But I live on a busier road now at our new place here, and as you can see, there's a fair amount of traffic here and there. So I have decided that I'm always going to want electric. The fence, I do have a no-climb 4-foot fence, so the horses can't get their hooves in it. And then I have a top strand of electric running around the entire perimeter. The electric will help keep animals from pushing on the fence and things like that. It's just a good idea to have one if you want to keep your fence in better shape. It doesn't really hurt the animals. The horses, they don't test it at all anymore. You know, they get shocked once or twice, and at least in my case, they kind of leave it alone. So I mean, really, both of them are good options. They're just got different uses. Like I said, handy for a portable unit, handy for, you know, off the location, you know, away from a barn. And obviously these are probably an easier, better solution. One thing to note about these are typically they tend to shoot out a little bit more power. Obviously you're plugged into an electrical outlet, puts a little bit more voltage through it. So something to think about. This will give you a little bit better shock or a poke than this one, but they both work in the same sense. This is a 15-mile fencer. I definitely don't even I don't even have a mile of fence, even when I add the new pasture all up and everything. So this was always sufficient. But I am going to keep this unit. I have been thinking about getting some sheep and putting them over by my shed. And I think that that would be a good use for it over there, to be able to have, you know, a little bit of electric there to keep them off of the fence. So, I mean, in closing thought, really you can't go wrong with either one. A little bit more maintenance involved with the solar panel unit, but a little bit harder install on these. Not really that it's hard, it just takes a little bit more work to get it going. I guess it's up to you. Both are a good option, and really the only reason I'm changing is because I got access to one for free, basically. Like I said, this has been working fine for years, but you know, I want to let this live on, piece of my grandpa, so that's basically it. I mean, really, can't really go wrong with either or. There's just a couple of the positives and negatives of the different options of fencers. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.